God heard your prayers. God can feel your pain. He knows that you are overwhelmed, exhausted, and worried about how everything is going to work out. God is saying to you today, trust me, I will get you through this season. I will fix what is broke. Rest in me. Amen. God bless you. So, girl, today we will do this next topic. It's the first element of the directing. That one is the supervision. Can you tell me what is supervision? Raise your hand if anybody knows the meaning of supervision. Yes, Chinmay, Gurleen, Maika, Sharon, Urvi. Yes, Sharon, speak up.
Ma'am, supervision means to to take care of that, or we can say that to subordinate the program in the business.
Okay. Anyone else? Yes, Bacha. As we studied that directing means it means when a management in action. So when the duties, or we can say when we instruct the employees regarding what they have to do or how they have to do, or we give the duty to the employees, so it becomes duty of the manager to see that whether these employees who have been given the instruction to do work, whether they are performing the work or not. And this duty or this instruction or this involvement of manager to look after the work of the worker, it is known as supervision. Means to have an eye upon the workers regarding the work given to them to perform, that is known as supervision. Managers play this role of supervisors. Ayushi, you are late. Well, so managers play this role of supervisors, and they ensure that the work is done as per the instructions and the plans of the organization. Basically, these supervisors clarify all the instructions and guide employees to work as a team in cooperation with others. So these supervisors solve most of the routine job related problems of the employees or subordinates. Do you get that meaning? समझ आया मीनिंग क्या होता है सुपरवाइजर का? Yes, बच्चे, got it?
Yes, ma'am.
See, means the work which is assigned by the manager to the subordinates, what he do, he supervise, he guide, he look after the work done by the employees, whether it is done as per the instructions given by the management or not. And this look after, or this keeping eye on the work done by the this workers, is called the supervision. And supervision is done by the supervisor. Supervisors are the person who direct and who instructs and guide the employees to do a work in a cooperative and in a cooperating way with the others. What kind of nature, or we can say um, what kind of nature it has, what kind of characteristics it may have? Supervision, basically, as we know that supervision, it is a most important element of prerna. So it is most important element of a directing function. So directing function is the function of management, and supervision is an element, is a very important element of directing. As it is, of course, it is a continuous process, as we have to continuously look after the work of the employees, that whether they are doing in a proper, in an efficient way or not. And basically the aim of supervision is to make utilization of resources if in an effective way, or we can say to utilize the resources in an optimum way. And this supervision, it is delegated, or it means it, this supervisor, it delegates the it is delegated function, as the authority to supervise is delegated by the higher level. Higher level directs supervisors, and supervisors guide and direct to the lower level of the management. So basically these supervisors are act as a guideman, as a mediator. They work between the lower and the top management. They act as the middleman, or we can say the mediator. They are best counselor also. They guide, they are the guider, because they guide the employees that how and in what manner the work should be done. So these are the basic characteristics of a supervision. Is it clear, bacha? Yes girl, clear hai? Speak up, bacha.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next are the role. What is the role of a supervisor? As we know, the supervisor is the person who directs and control, or we can say who directs and guides the workers, that how the work is to be done by them, or in what manner, we can say. So the first, here is the first role of supervisor is it as a planner. As a planner, a supervisor has to plan the daily work schedules in the factory, or we can say in the organization, and divides, and at the same time he has to divide the whole work into various workers according to their ability. The first role by a supervisor is played as a planner, that he plans the daily routine work of the workers, that what work is to be done by which worker according to their ability, the work is divided to them. Next role of a supervisor is he works as an manager. As it is rightly said that a supervisor is part of the management team of an enterprise. So he is actually a operative manager, because he instructs, he guides the workers to how to work in a, how to work, or we can say he guides them that that the work is to be done in what way. He guides the employees. Next is he act as a guide, or we can say he act as a leader. As we can say, leader is one who pulls. He does not pushes, he always pulls to the employees. He has to make a characteristic in his, or we can say he has the characteristic, he has the ability to make the workers pull themselves, like a factory or supervisor leads a worker by guiding them the way of performing their daily tasks. As we know, that he has role of an inspirer by telling them, but he has to guide them that this work, and he has to become a leader to lead them that what kind of work it should be done by them in what manner. Next is as a mediator, means as a middleman. He works, he performs a role between the top and the lower management as a mediator, as a middleman. Next is the as an inspector. He has a role as an inspector. So an important role of supervisor is to enforce discipline in the factory, or we can say organization. For this, the work including, or we can say includes checking progress of work against the time schedule and recording the work performance at regular intervals. And of course, this reports is to be given to the top management. So these supervisors, these act as an inspector because they inspect the work done by the workers, how many they have done it, how many left, and they report to the top management. Next and last point is the supervisor acts as a counselor, means a supervisor plays the role of counselor to the worker's problem. If a worker sometimes faces some kind of issue or problem, or maybe due to some reasons he may not able to do work in at proper time or in the schedule, so the supervisor, he acts as a counselor. He may try to solve or resolve the issues faced by the worker. This can be done not only by listening to the grievances, but also handling them. A good counselor is not only the one who just listen the problem, who just listen the grievances of the employer, but he handle these grievances and satisfy the workers. This is the role of a supervisor in an organization. Is it clear, bacha? Yes, bacha, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So the next are the importance. What is the importance of supervision? Here, the first importance of supervision is ensures issuing of instructions. Ensures issuing of instructions means the supervisors make sure that all instructions are communicated to each and every employee of the organization. Even the top and the middle level plan out all the instructions, but the instructions are issued by the supervisory level or supervisory management only. So the first importance is of supervision, that to ensure and issue the instructions, as well as these instructions are set up by the top and top and middle management, but these instructions are issued by the supervisory management only. Facilitate control. Basically, control means match between actual and planned output. That how much is planned and how much is actually done by the workers. We can say how much work is planned by the management and how much actual work is done by the workers when a match, or we can say when a comparison between these, that means control. So whenever the workers are under constant supervision, or we can say when all these workers have an eye upon their doings, are monitoring, then step by step check is kept, and if someone, or we can say some, are not doing according to their plan, they immediately are instructed, or we can say immediately instructions are issued by the managers to them. So supervision function or supervision ensures strict control over the all the activities performed by the subordinates. Next importance is that it helps in optimum utilization of resources, as when workers are constantly monitored or observed, then they always use resources in a best possible manner. Whereas best utilization of resources leads to minimum wastage, as if there is no supervision or there is no checking the work of the workers, they will result in the wastage of resources. So this supervision helps to make optimum utilization of resources. Next is the discipline. The strict supervision and guidance of supervisor encourages the employees and workers to be disciplined or to maintain discipline in their activities, in their doings in the organization. As we can say, under the guidance of supervisor, the workers follow a fixed and strict timetable and execute the plans in the right directions only, because one eye is on the doings of the workers. So they have to do work in a disciplined manner. Next is the feedback. The next importance of supervision is the feedback. Means these supervisors are directly dealing with subordinates, so they can they are the best persons to give the feedback of subordinates, or we can say these supervisors are directly connected with the lower level management, and they can get the feedback from the lower level and they can pass it to the upper management. Even they give the report regarding the working of every workers, which becomes the base for the performance appraisal of for the employees. So these supervisors helps to take get back the feedback of the employees or subordinates or the workers at the lower level of management. Next is improves communications. Improves communication means these supervisors issues instructions and orders to the subordinates and make sure that these instructions and orders are made clear to them. So while playing this role of linking between these, so between the top and the lower management, these supervisors improves the communications, or they are make we can say this removes the barrier, removes the gaps between the top and the lower management. So with the help of supervisors, the lower management, the subordinates, can pass on their problems, their complaints, their grievances to the superiors or to the top management. Next is it improves motivation. How supervision helps to improve motivation? As the relationship between the supervision is a good incentive to improve the motivation. Like we can say, while guiding the employees, the supervisor encourages the subordinate to do their best of their capability, to do the best of their capacity level, to for the betterment of the organization. So in this way, the supervisor helps to improve the motivation, helps to encourage the motivation. Next and the last is the maintain group unity. Maintain group unity. As we can say, these supervisors play a key role in the maintaining group unity among workers and working conditions. Because under under this, the supervisor maintains harmony among the workers by solving their disputes. So in this way, when the supervisors solve the issues, solve the problems of the employees, and he maintains a group unity, because what he guides them to work in a coordinated way, to work, to cooperate other employees. So it ensures the to maintain the group unity in the organization. These all are the importance of supervision. Yes, students, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Koi doubt hai? Any doubt? So the next and the last topic which we will do today, that is the functions. What are the functions of a supervisor? So these are the main functions of supervisor are: the first is the facilitates control. The first function of supervisor is facilitates control. Under supervision, the supervisors keep a close eye on his subordinates. As I have already told, that control means to match, or we can say to compare the performance, or we can say the action, or we can say the output of the employees with the planned one. That is known as control. So wherever he finds any flaws in the work in progress, he means the supervisor rectifies them and there itself. So supervisor's main function is that it facilitates control in the management. Next function, which one is the importance also, to optimum utilization of resources, as it is the characteristics also. So this function mean optimum utilization mean to make the best possible use of the resources. As supervisors, or we can say supervision is needed or required at all levels or all the activities. So using these resources in the factory or organization, when these resources are useful in a best possible way, that ensures the functions of supervisor. So what's the main another function of supervisor is to make a best possible use of the available resources, so there is minimum wastage in the organization. Next is maintenance discipline. Already we have studied that this supervisors, as they are instructed to work within the to work in a scheduled way, or we can say the timetable is set for the work to be done in the organization. So this doing work in an within the timetable, or we can say by following the timetable, by following the schedule, or within the time given by discipline in the organization. So when a special attention, or we can say when a special attention is given to employees or workers during their work, during their work, it helps to maintain the discipline. Next is the feedback. As I already said, that these supervisors are close to the subordinates. They act as the middleman. They link the lower level with upper level. So what they get feedback from the subordinates and pass on to the top management or the superior. As we can say, a supervisor is always in direct contact with his subordinates. As a result, the ideas or suggestions given by the subordinates, given by the workers, or any complaints or any grievances they are facing, they directly convey or they directly pass to the top management. So its main function is to get feedback from the subordinates. Next is improves communication. Improves communication. As we know, communication means the exchange of words, figures, ideas with someone else. So this improves communication means it becomes important function of a supervisor, that that when a situation of dispute arises between two parties, the main reason for it is the lack of communication. So what he do, he improves communication between them, so there may be less complaints, less disputes occur in the organization. Supervisor needs. Also, he turn receives feedback from them, and on the other hand, he communicates their idea suggestions to the top management. That also helps to improve the communication. Is it clear, bacha? Is it clear, bacha? Yes, students, clear? Speak up, girls, speak up.
Yes,
Don't
ma'am.
write in chat box. Speak up, all you can speak. So here we have completed the supervision topic, or we can say the supervision element of directing. So what you have learned? Anyone else? Yes, Urvi. These 12th class girls are so shy. Why? Don't you want to express yourself? Don't you want to? Hmm? Don't you want to give feedback? Tika bacha, if you have any doubt, let me know. You want to ask something, say yes, no, yes. कुछ तो बोलो बच्चा. 12th class you really matlab, I think 11th class is more better than you. No, you are writing in the chat box, huh? Everything is clear. Network issue. Well, okay. So in nutshell, again, I discuss this supervision term as I already said that it is the first element of the directing supervision. So it is the first element of the directing, as directing is the function of the management. Supervision, it is a very important element of directing, as directing means the management in action, because as the work when the work is assigned to the workers, and when the assigned work is observed by a manager, or by supervisor, it is known as supervision. This supervision process is continuous in nature. It helps to make a maximum use of the resources available in the organization. These supervisors act as the middleman between the top and the middle level, lower level. As we have studied this feedback point in the functions, in the importance also, that the supervisor, he acts as a he helps to provide the feedback of the employee, of the subordinates, and he shares with the top management. Even he acts as a middleman, because all the grievances, all the problems having are faced by the subordinates, they directly communicate to the supervisor, and supervisors communicate to the top management. So in this way, there is improvement in the communication also. So as the employees are instructed to do a particular work in a particular time, so if they are facing some problem in doing, the supervisor act as a guide man. He teaches that how that work is to be done, and he is encouraged. The workers are encouraged. So in this way, they are motivated also. There is improvement in the motivation also. So this supervisor is act as a counselor also, when the grievances, when the problems faced by the employees that are solved by this supervisor, he acts as a counselor also. So this is all about this supervision. Is it clear बच्चा? Clear है आज का topic?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I close
Yes,
this?
ma'am.
अगर कोई doubt है, please let me know. Otherwise I close it.
Yes, ma'am.
पूछना है तो पूछ सकते हो बच्चा. I asked many times. You're writing in the chat box. This is clear you. But still, if you have any kind of problem, let me know. कुछ पूछना है? Pick up girls.
No, ma'am.
Clear है? Shall I close?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good day.
Thank